You ever notice how the loudest voices in a house full of marble and money can be the ones nobody dares to talk about? Yeah, that's how it started. I'm coming home thinking I'm about to get a big hug from my little girl, arms loaded with gift from a business trip, and instead what I got was a scream slicing through all that expensive quiet. The kind of scream that doesn't play, doesn't tease, just says help right now. And let me tell you, nothing makes a grown man drop his pride or his briefcase faster than that. I ran, taking the steps two at a time, and when I hit the hallway outside Maya's room, I didn't even pause. I pushed open that door, and there she was, knees pulled up to her chest, hair wild with sweat and tears, holding tight to her old stuffed rabbit like it was the only anchor she had left in the world. And standing over her, arms crossed, face red with something ugly, was Janet. 20 years in our house, practically familiar, so I thought. But that day, the truth dropped like a lead pipe. You don't belong here. Kids like you don't live in houses like this. Black kids don't get to be daughters, not unless they're here to clean. You know what I mean? You think you've built something safe, something strong, and then a crack opens up right under your nose. I froze, just a heartbeat enough for the world to spin off its axis. But then I stepped in, and my voice was steady, colder than I felt. That child is my daughter. You're done here. I didn't need to shout. The words did the work. I scooped Maya up, held her while she shook in my arms, and I didn't let go, not when Janet tried to explain, not when she tried to bargain. I hit the intercom, called for Travis, and told him no argument, escort her out. She was gone in minutes. No more noise, just a weight in the air that took hours to clear. And as Maya whispered, she said you'd send me back. All the things I'd built, every wall, every deal, every trophy on the shelf felt useless. None of it kept her safe. I told her, I chose you. Not to look good, not for a photo. You're my daughter, Maya. Nothing changes that. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat by her bed, one hand on her back, whispering, you're safe. I'm here. Over and over. You ever hold your kid through nightmares you didn't even know they had? I did. The next morning, hair wild, shirt wrinkled, eyes bloodshot, I made breakfast like it was an apology. Pancakes, turkey bacon, even brewed the good coffee. Maya wandered in, clutching her bear, asked if Janet was gone. She's not coming back. She looked up at me and said, this house doesn't want people like me. Man, if that didn't gut me. So I got on my knees, eye to eye, and told her, this is your home. Every part of you belongs here. Later in my study, my assistant Marcus couldn't believe it, Janet, after all those years. Doesn't matter, I said. She crossed the line. No drama, just facts. But I started to wonder, was this a pattern I'd missed? I told Marcus, give me everything. Every complaint, every schedule. I want to know. And then I canceled my whole week. Picked Maya up at school, stopped for ice cream, listened to her stories. She asked if I'd be gone again soon, and I promised her not for a while. That night, she asked, what about the other people who work here? Are they like her? I didn't lie. I'll find out. My job is to keep you safe. That promise stuck in my gut. I walked the house, saw the trophies, the awards, the photos on the wall, but nothing with Maya's Nomino kindergarten art, no diplomas, nothing that said this was her place. I called a decorator, told her I wanted the house to show a child lived here. Family photos, artwork, reading nooks. Within days, Maya's paintings were above the fireplace, toys in the living room, her name marked on the pantry wall. This house looks different, she whispered. It's catching up to you, I told her, because you've been changing it all along. But the rot went deeper. One night, while making her bed, I found a crumpled list in purple marker rules Maya had written for herself. Don't talk too loud. Don't call daddy. Don't cry. Janet made her say those every day before school. My chest just about broke. I held her, told her those rules weren't real, not hers to carry. You don't have to earn love, Maya. It's yours just for being you. I called Marcus again this time, not for staff, but for a therapist. Someone who looked like Maya, someone who'd been there. Lucille Harper arrived, warm smile, silver dreadlocks, stories about climbing trees and stubborn dogs. She didn't poke or prod, just listened. After a few sessions, Maya drew a pictorial lion cub beside a man in a suit. That's me and Daddy. He's scared but strong anyway. Dr. Harper told me later, she's healing, but she's still carrying fear. And you? You're carrying guilt. She wasn't wrong. I found Maya's secret box, stuffed in a closet drawings, a beaded bracelet, card she'd made for me. A note from Janet called it probably trash. That's when I got serious. Security feeds showed Janet blacking out cameras around Maya's room, always after school, always when she was on duty. Not just emotional abuse, this was calculated. I brought in a child protection consultant, made it clear to Maya, nothing you say could ever ruin anything. If someone needs to go, I'll do it twice. Then I did more than change our house, I changed my foundation's work. Started Safe Voices, grants for counselors, anonymous reporting. It's not just about my daughter, I told my staff. It's about every kid who thinks no one will hear. And you know what? The comments, the letters, the feedback, people started to reach out. Maya made new friends, brought them home, drew chalk rainbows in the driveway. She stood up at a community event, said out loud, I used to think I had to be quiet to be safe, but now I know I'm allowed to speak. We wrote a book together, her idea, her words. Even small voices make echoes, and sometimes those echoes build bridges. Her book showed up in libraries, foster networks, classrooms. And on Thanksgiving, when Maya wanted to open our home to other kids and families who had nowhere to go, I just nodded. She stood on a makeshift stage, lion plush under her arm, told the crowd, if you're here, someone sees you. Yeah, kid, they see you now. And when it all came full circle, a letter from a state asked us to testify for foster care reform. Maya said yes, stood in the big chambers, told them, I used to think I had to be quiet, but now I know I can speak. On the way home, over chocolate ice cream, she asked, do you think they heard us? I told her, they'll remember everything you said. I could end this with a lesson about family, or about how you can't buy safety or love. But really, it comes down to showing up. Every day, every heartbreak, every laugh. Home isn't the walls or the money, it's the people you choose and the ones who choose you back. So yeah, if you've ever wondered if one voice can make a difference, see if speaking up matters, just ask Maya. And maybe ask yourself, too, whose voice are you listening for? Whose voice do you need to hear? Let's talk about it. What does real justice look like in your world? What's the family you're building? And how do you make sure it's safe? Drop a comment, share your story, let's make some echoes together.